Alright, so today we're going to talk about the feedback loops in the female reproductive system. So the female reproductive system is the menstrual cycle. So the eggs are produced in monthly menstrual cycles every 28 days usually. That's like on average, but each woman differs. And it consists of the ovarian cycle and the uterine cycle. So the ovarian cycle consists of the follicular, ovulation, and the luteal phase. The uterine cycle is menses in the secretory phase. On the left over here is just a photo of each phase and what it does in each phase. So the menstrual phase, the endometrium sheds, which leads to the follicular phase, which develops the egg, and it shows exactly where the fallopian tubes are, the ovary, the uterus, which leads to the ovulation phase, thinking of the endometrium, and then the eggs get released in the luteal phase, but we'll talk more about that. So early to mid follicular phase, it starts off with, the pathway leading to the secretion of the female steroid sex hormone begins in the hypothalamus. So in the hypothalamus, with secretion of releasing the hormone, GnRH is created, which is gonadotropin. Gonadotropin. Sorry, I struggle with pronouncing the names. And GnRH stimulates the pituitary to release FHS and LH, which are also hormones. These two, FSH and LH, stimulate production of the sex steroids. The most common is estrogen and progesterone. So those two are usually what is created from it. Estrogen promotes more estrogen secretion by the follicle, and AMH prevents more follicles from developing. Negative and positive feedback by estradiol and progesterone controls the FSH and LH production. So the menstrual cycle begins as the FSH stimulates develop of an ovarian follicle. So as this follicle matures, it begins producing a small but steady rising amount. So in the photo to the right, it just gives us a little breakdown of what happens and what rises or lowers in each phase. So in the late follicle phase and the ovulation, the amount of the estradiol secreted at mid-cycle has increased to the high level that stimulates a surge of the FSH and LH released by the pituitary. So the surge causes ovulation, which is due to positive feedback. The ovulation causes the follicular to rupture and releases this egg near the opening of its fallopian tube. And that ovulation is triggered by those surges. So to the right, it's just a little picture diagram of the hormone levels changing throughout the cycle. So the luteal phase, following the release of the egg, the follicle changes into a hormone secreting structure in the corpus luteum and secretes estradiol and progesterone in response to LH. So the corpus luteum secretes estrogen, progesterone, and inhibition. The negative feedback on the GnRH in the anterior pituitary are also explained in the diagram next to it. In the late luteal phase, the corpus luteum dies and the secretion resumes from GnRH, and then also the other two, FHS and LH, increases. So new follicles begin to develop in the late luteal phase, and then also 14 days after ovulation is when menstruation begins. So that is also when the uterine lining is shedding, the beginning of the menstruation phase. And that is it.